thought he was being too clever by half when he invited China to expand its economic foothold in the Indian Ocean region via India's northeast. Remember what Mr. Yunus had insinuated when he referred to India's northeast as being landlocked? Well, actions have consequences, and Bangladesh is now going to discover that the hard way. The Indian government yesterday has withdrawn the Trans Shipment facility that we had so far given to Bangladesh to export their goods to the world via us, via India. A move that is expected to deal a severe blow to the Bangladesh export industry. By the way, India has said clearly that the reason behind this is not some tit for tat. We are not doing it because of what Mohammed Yunus said. The only reason is that we have congestion at our own ports and airports, which are affecting our exports. So the goodwill gesture that we had extended to Bangladesh now stands withdrawn.
Eastern part of India, called Seven Sisters. They are landlocked country, landlocked region of India. They have no way to reach out to the ocean. We are the only guardian of the ocean for all this region. So this opens up a huge possibility. So this could be an extension of the Chinese economy. Build things, produce things, market things, bring things to China, bring it out to the whole rest of the world. That's the production house for you. So that's the opportunity we should seize and we should implement, we should get it done. Nepal has unlimited hydropower, which is a blessing. Bhutan has unlimited hydropower. That's a blessing. We can bring it to our purpose. We are setting up our factories and so on. And from Bangladesh, you can go anywhere you want because the ocean is in our backyard. So this is the opportunity that we want to take. And not necessarily it will be something you produce and sell it to the world. You can produce in Bangladesh, sell it to China too.
This was a facility that was extended to Bangladesh in 2020. The transshipment facility extended to Bangladesh had over a period of time resulted in significant congestion at our airports and ports. Logistical delays and higher costs were hindering our own exports and creating backlogs. The facility, therefore, has been withdrawn with effect from 8th April 2025. And let me clarify here, I saw some reports. These measures do not impact Bangladesh's exports to Nepal and Bhutan transiting through Indian territory.
Now, this Trans Shipment facility was extended to Bangladesh in June 2020 at a time when relations between the two countries were cordial. During Sheikh Hasina's tenure, under this facility, Bangladesh had access to India's land customs stations where its goods could be brought, then sent to India's airports and ports and further go out into the world. By the way, all these facilities were given at lower freight charges and with a better logistical framework as compared to what Bangladesh itself had. So what did this mean? Essentially, it meant that goods made in Bangladesh would be brought by road to an Indian customs station in, say, Kolkata or Delhi, and then from there be exported to a third country like the US and UK. This, coupled with lower freight charges, meant that this transshipment route via India would be very cheap for Bangladeshi manufacturers than the route via, say, a Dhaka airport or a Chittagong airport. Even as this arrangement was beneficial to Bangladesh, India's Apparel Export Promotion Council for a long time had been urging the government to terminate this facility since it was impacting the business of India's ready-made garment makers. There were huge issues. For one, Bangladeshi goods coming to India's ports and airports meant there were more number of physical goods that had been handled using an efficient but still limited logistical network. This used to cause congestions at cargo terminals and delays in sending out Indian goods for exports. As the demand for logistics was heightened by the Bangladeshi goods, the supply remained limited, the freight and logistic charges for Indian goods rose. And thirdly, textiles made in India and those in Bangladesh are also direct competitors in foreign markets. So in effect, we were, as a goodwill gesture, facilitating Bangladesh's exports, actually helping them, even though they were our competitors. They were competitors to India's exports that could cause potential losses. Now that has ended, and for good reason. How is this going to be affecting Bangladesh? Well, its exports of the ready-made garments were at $38.48 billion in 2024 and formed 77% of its total exports. Almost all of this was carried out via India because of the lower cost and the smooth logistics. Currently, if 1 kg of garment items are to be exported from the Dhaka International Airport to a destination, say in Europe, it costs $3. But via Delhi, it came down to less than half. It came down to $1.2. The Delhi airport handles close to 1,200 tons of Bangladesh-made garments every year. Now that they don't have this facility to go via India anymore, Bangladesh is set to lose these discounted export costs. Their export costs are likely to double. They will be getting costlier by $1.8 for every kg. If this is to be extrapolated to 1,200 tons, then Bangladesh's annual garment exports are going to get costlier by over $21 million. Apart from this, products from Bangladesh will also be losing access to several markets as Bangladesh ports and airports simply lack the logistical heft to export to far-off markets like the US and Europe. From Delhi's airport, they could have gone off to the US. You can't do the same from Dhaka. Even if they try and find an alternate route, that is going to be very, very expensive. Now, there are a few voices in Bangladesh who are saying that India's move goes against the rules of the World Trade Organization, which require all members to allow freedom of transit for goods moving to and from landlocked countries. But this argument really doesn't hold water, as the rules talk about landlocked countries, which isn't the case for Bangladesh. And India has very smartly left out Bangladesh's exports to Nepal and Bhutan from this arrangement. So there is no real obstacle to the flow of products into landlocked nations of Nepal and Bhutan, and India stands in the clear in case Bangladesh decides to challenge this decision internationally. By denying access to its ports and airports, India has reminded Bangladesh that to be a good neighbor has to be a two-way street. You cannot slyly insinuate to China that they can cut off a part of our country which is landlocked and simply expect that India won't notice.